Plaintiff Jerry Gettemeyer hired the defendant to work at his bar, and she was a great employee at first, but he soon suspected she had a drug problem and was abusing drugs while at work. Jerry's suing his former employee for the balance due on a car and a loan. Defendant Mandy Brown says she gave her all while working for Jerry, but he began overworking her, and she found herself neglecting her family for her job. Mandy's countersuing Jerry for harassment and emotional distress.
Start with you.
Well, I hired Mandy as a server bartender in September of 2018. Great employee for 9 months, and then, in my opinion, 3 things happened. She was having marital problems. She would show up to work with bruises and claim that her and her husband got into a fight.
Okay. That is...
There was a couple of shifts that she could not work because she was unable to work. Okay. And the second problem, I believe, is Mandy had a drug problem. And
that
when
is
she was working there,
how do you know what?
The evidence I have is just my staff and myself witnessing Mandy going back and forth to the bathroom multiple times during her shift.
I go back and forth because I drink a lot of water.
I drink a lot on my shift.
I guess when I come out here hyped up, they think I'm on coke when I go back and forth.
Here he goes.
I can understand it. All right, I got you.
And the third problem is Mandy was drinking a lot. And
on the job?
On the job. And we spoke about it, and she got better at it. But the end was June 28th of 2019. She was a bartender on the outside patio of the restaurant. She was beyond drunk. She could no longer perform her job. I wasn't there. I got a phone call. I asked them to get Mandy out of there, and actually a couple of my customers brought Mandy home that evening. And I pulled a couple of my regular customers.
Your
took
Honor,
Mandy
I
home
disagree
at
with this.
10 o'clock.
Defendant Mandy Brown is being sued by her former employer, who claims while working for him, Mandy was using drugs on the job.
Okay, let me allow her to give some testimony.
All right.
Ma'am?
To go to the fact that I have a drinking problem, I'm a bartender, we are allowed to have a few drinks while we're on shift.
You are?
Yes, that is allowed. Jerry does shots with us. Jerry has beers with us. Jerry buys us beer.
So, is that true, sir?
Not every night, sir. On a busy
night. Every night. You sound crazy. You letting your employees who work at a bar drink with you and then get mad when they get drunk.
Exactly.
All right, ma'am. Go ahead.
I do not have a drug problem. I do go to the bathroom a lot. Clearly, if we're having beers on shift and drinking just sodas on shift, I work long shifts, long hours.
You want to dispel this allegation about your husband, is it?
My husband, we were having marital problems. It is due to the fact that I was being overworked to the point of what happened was actually just a complete and total emotional breakdown.
He said your husband was assaulting you.
My husband never assaulted me, and nobody ever said, I've never said that. Did I come to work with bruises on me? Yes. I have 4 boys that I wrestle with.
Okay.
So, yeah, that would be an assumption that was made by people, and that was actually
You shouldn't wrestle. By the time they hit 30, ma'am, you should stop wrestling with them.
They're all 15 and younger, so we have some pretty knockdown, drag-out wrestling.
All right.
The incident that he's talking about on June 28th was, I didn't know I was supposed to be working. He called me, he's like, you're supposed to be here. I was consistently covering shifts. I was working, I had maybe a Monday off, and I was working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. I
can disprove every bit of that, Your Honor.
All right, I'll give you a chance. Go ahead.
I cover everybody's shifts when they are sick. So the marital...
What'd that do to you, you said?
It, towards the end, put me towards a complete and total emotional breakdown that I just couldn't do.
Which part of it? The hours?
The hours, definitely. My husband and my family, I missed out on everything with them. I gave my all to Jerry Gettemeyer and Gettemeyer's. I focused completely on being a wonderful and great employee for them. and neglected my family. And, you know, it got to the point where my husband said, you are tearing yourself down, you are tearing this family down, you have to make a decision to get out of there. I came to Jerry and I approached him on several occasions saying, I can't work these shifts anymore. I really need you to cut back on these shifts for me. And he heard me, he acted like he heard me, but then the next week would come out, he's like, I really need you to work this shift. I really need you to work that shift. For all these hours that I was putting in and working for him, there were several times that Jerry came to me and promised me that I was going to be made a manager and get manager pay, and that never came through.
That's because she
All
started
right, but we're
drinking
talking at this
excessively.
point about him treating you unfairly because, you know, a lot of people work those type of hours. That didn't mean he did anything wrong unless he treated you unfairly. Go ahead, sir. What do you want to tell me about this work environment? That
I would
you just
like
mentioned?
to submit to you a payroll summary of Mandy's hours.
Let me have it, please. You have it.
Thank you. Thank you. You start at the top, Your Honor. Those were the number of hours that she worked her last week, 16.
That was a week that he gave me days off.
I'm sorry.
No, please continue going down because you won't find a week at over 40 hours until April or something. She worked about 20 hours a week, 25 hours a week tops is all she worked. She actually came to me one day and told me, Jerry, you're not giving me enough hours. I need to find another job.
Your Honor, that was,
And
I went, when he had me on Wednesdays and Saturday nights in the beginning of me working there, that is when I went to him after I quit my full-time job. I said, I can take more hours now.
All right. We have 35 weeks here that you average 20 hours.
I
He's giving
overworked at her death, Your Honor.
He's giving me 35 weeks, man.
Wednesday,
I just counted them.
it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday
No,
night.
this is the weekly hours, man.
She was scheduled more, but she got somebody
I'm
to work
looking at
for
it,
her.
sir. You don't have to say anymore.
Okay.
All right. With regard to the car and the loan, tell me about that.
In March, Mandy was looking for a vehicle. I had a 2007 Lincoln Navigator that I wanted to sell. I told Mandy I'd sell it to her for $7,000. She thought that was a very fair deal. She offered to make payments in the amount of $1,000 a month for 7 months. I received a payment mid-April and mid-June, both in the amount of $1,200, and that's all I have seen. I've seen no more payments from her.
2,400.
Yes, sir, which leaves a balance of $4,600.
Okay. The loan.
Yes, on there, you'll see 1 week, she needed some money. She was really in a
Why?
bind. She needed $400.
Why?
So if you'll see on one of those paychecks, most of her paychecks are either $0 or $20. You see one that's over $400, Your Honor?
$400. When was she to repay it?
She told me she'll just give me an extra couple $100 a month when she was paying me her monthly
And she
payment,
didn't?
which she never ever paid.
Defendant Mandy Brown is being sued by her former employer, who claims while working for him, Mandy was using drugs on the job.
All right. Let's get to the car and the loan, ma'am.
Okay. I wrecked my car on the way into work one day, came in, told Jerry that I had wrecked my car. He said, I can sell you this Navigator out here. He said he was going to sell it to me for $6,000, not $7,000. I told him that I would make $1,000 monthly payments on it. I gave him a down payment the day that he signed this title over to
Let me see it, please.
for $1,300. He wrote $7,000 on there for it, and he said he had to do that for tax purposes so that he did not get screwed on the
That's a
vehicle.
lie, Your Honor.
Then the following month, I gave him a payment of $1,800. The $400 loan, he overpaid several employees that week, that $400, and I paid him back that $400 in that week,
Okay.
in that
You did
week's
not pay
time.
Do you have any evidence today to show any of that? How much you paid him back with the car?
Everything
money?
between Jerry and I has been a cash transaction. Everything.
All right. And
Can I submit into evidence the work that needed to be done onto the vehicle? Because it's,
why is that relevant?
well, it was broke down right after I brought it for 2 months.
So is that part of your defense?
On the money owed?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And how much do you think should be taken off for that?
It was $2,200 and $2,075 in work.
Let's go to the counterclaim. How has he harassed you and caused you emotional distress?
From the week after that I left working there, he called me within a week to ask for the car back or all the money owed. He knew at this time that I was out of work and in a really bad spot. Jerry and Ginny and I were all really good friends. That was a work family. That's why I don't even understand how it got brought to this point. I worked for him. I worked my butt off for him, as well as hosted their son's first annual golf tournament and did all that work for free.
Your Honor, I appreciate everything she did for me, trust me, but if you refer to every single text that's in here, if you read these texts, it's all her, I'm gonna pay you, I'm gonna pay you, I'm gonna pay you. Oh no, now I can't pay you. And then she offers to give me the truck back in
If he gave me the
last
money back, if he gave me
when she asked, when that happened, I said, Mandy, please call me. She never called me.
Let me see it,
I
sir.
never spoke to her via phone, ever.
Did she mention in here the car repairs she wanted to deduct from
No, she never said she wanted
my
to be
text
deducted.
message here,
And she
between
also,
him, and it is in there.
And it refers to the,
All the monies.
deduction of
Yes.
the
Yes,
monies
yes.
for the car repairs.
Yes.
Since I took possession, I have put a new serpentine belt on it, all oil change, over $2,500 in the vehicle. Yes, I have not made all the payments in time you had expected. Ma'am, I can't trust your word. You told me something different than what I looked at myself. You said he overworked you. For the majority of this year, you worked an average of 20 hours a week, so your testimony is unreliable. Your claim is dismissed. Yours is granted.
I am sorry I came to this. I really am. I tried.
Dude, get away from her.
Here,
Oh, okay.
here, no, I'll tell you this. Listen, Jerry, Ginny, regardless, at the end of the day, hey, I just moved back. You guys,
Do you understand?
Okay.
All right.
Sir,
I'm glad you got your money, and I love you, and I will always love you.
started it.
Okay.
I'm just so sad.
No, it's fine. No, it's all right. It's good. Everybody's taken care of.
I'm just happy it's over. I never wanted it to come to this. All I wanted was the money that she owed me for my vehicle. That was all I ever wanted.
I agree. I'm happy that it's over. Jerry and Ginny were like family to me for a really long time, and I'm glad that he'll get his money out of this. I am.